And good morning from Scotty, Ray, and Candace as we welcome you in a cool morning. And as we can see, Candace is not going to be cold.
I am not. But I am, however, this is that chenille type material.
Is that akin to Shaq?
Huh?
Nothing.
Shaq. So, chenille, not Shaquille.
Chenille. I've never heard of chenille, be honest with you.
Oh, really? Well, it's just the type sweater. But anyway, it sheds like crazy. It's all over the seatbelt in my car.
I forgot to button my shirt. I'm sorry.
It is up my nose.
Sorry.
I hugged my son.
Is it like
morning.
new or
it was
does
on
it,
the side of his head?
Is it new
yeah,
or does
it's new. But I mean, even when you wash them, like I had another one last year that I bought it and I wore it to Jackson when we went to Jackson one day.
Yeah.
And I had to buy another shirt when we got there because I was about to choke to death. Like literally, it was in my eyelashes, the fuzz.
So you got more of this to go today.
But well, I was thinking that maybe that was just a coincidence on that because I've had these before and they don't bother me at all. They don't shed or anything. But this one,
that's what's
like
kind of like
one.
if somebody goes by you with a ring and bumps you, they get hung in your sweater.
Yeah, it's kind of, it is.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know. Yeah, I get my rings hung on stuff, and I'm bad about like walking by something and getting hung on like a hook or something. But anyway.
Oh, Candace.
Anybody got any ideas of how you can get this stuff, the shedding stuff? Let me know because it
those
drives
roll
me.
things that you.
I've got that. I've tried that. I'm gonna try one of those a little electric sweater shaver thing. I'm gonna see if that works. Hopefully, I don't put a hole in it.
So how long does it take you to do makeup in the morning? I'm just curious.
Why? You talking about my makeup?
No, not a bit. I was just curious how long it takes.
15 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
That's usually like an hour
No,
adventure for other
let me
folks.
tell you, I've got it down pat now. I can throw my makeup on, get my hair fixed in 30 minutes, like, and dressed.
I'd probably take longer than that.
So.
Anyway, coming up, we're going to take a look at the news of what's going on, and we got some dog stories to share with you this morning. We've got that and your weather forecast next with Scotty, Ray, and Candace right around the corner. If you've been thinking about getting a new home, you need to see our friends at Buffington Mobile Homes. It's the country lot where you save a lot. A short drive to Decatur, only about 30 minutes from the Meridian area. A short drive and well worth everything that you do to go out and see them. As a matter of fact, let's go back and take another look through another home of what they can offer you for. Now, this is a large, spacious living room and kitchen here. As you can see, you walk in the front door here. That's where you'd come in, nice door, and you move through, and that's your living room area. This is your kitchen. Let's go over and take a look at the kitchen here. Spacious. As you look in here, all your appliances. You got the nice stove, dishwasher, and double sink there with that. You know, Angie's got one of those, and I can't think of what it's called, but the end of it comes off where you can move it around and wash dishes. It's got a particular name. As you go down, this is your dining room area there where you can sit down and eat. You spin that back around where you can take a look here at how your kitchen looks there, and you've got the island bar there. As you go back down through here to your laundry room just off of there, and of course this is your pantry too. You can store things of this nature, wash and dry. That's a lot of room there, and an extra sink there when you come in to wash your hands off. That's handy there. An access door there. I guess they call that sort of what the mud room. I think that's what they call that. As we go down the hall here, let's take a look here at some of these bedrooms that are in here. This is the end of the hall here, and look at this. This is a nice bedroom here. You've got a closet behind that door. You come back out, and you've got a bedroom here. That's nice, too. As you go back down the hallway here, you'll pass the living room area. This is, I think, 2,300 square feet is what this room has in it. Now, let's go down here and look at the bathroom. Bathrooms are always what people really like when it comes to a home. You've got your walk-in shower here, the sliding doors, double sinks, one on each corner where you're not having to stand against each other. And your bathroom, your toilet's behind the door there. And then right over here is your garden tub. Did I get everybody sick going around in a circle? But isn't that nice? Now, if you hadn't seen a home like this in a while, Buffington Mobile Homes is where you need to go and talk to them about your next home. They can fix you up with financing, all types of things. They can include your land. They can put all that together and save you money. Again, it's a short drive to Buffington Mobile Homes, only about 30 minutes from Meridian there in Decatur. Again, the country lot where you save a lot. Go in and see Mike, Miss Kathy. 635-3180 is the telephone number to go in and see them, and they'll help you in any way they can. to get you into a home that you like, that fits your family. Again, 30 minutes from Meridian, they have Clayton Homes, they have Sunshine Homes, and that was a Sunshine Home we were looking at. Take that short drive today and go by and see a home. They'll help you any way they can. Those are just gorgeous, plenty of room in them. See them today there at Buffington Mobile Homes, and they'll help you any way they can.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Well, as the storms got bad, as we turn to weather now, brought to you by EMEPA, last night that Hurricane Iota slammed ashore right before it made landfall. It was at a Category 5 right before it hit. It dropped from 161 miles an hour down to 155 and slammed into Nicaragua. Only about 15 miles from where the last one 2 weeks ago slammed into them. And then, it came out and come back out and came up through Florida. Bad situation there. This is catastrophic for them. The rain, the storms and things tearing them up. They didn't need this, and they lost a lot of lives before. We haven't started to even get reports of all the damage yet. So as daylight breaks, we'll learn more about all of that. As we move through and at this moment, we don't have another storm named. We look at storm predictions for today, and it's kind of a ditto of yesterday as we watch Oregon, parts of California, Washington State up here for storms today. A little bit here in Michigan, the northern part of Michigan there, and then the southern tip of Florida, chances of thunderstorm. As we look to Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Texas, here in the deep south through Georgia, we're all good. Now, you'll notice as you're getting up outside, don't forget this. Go outside and warm that vehicle up. You'll need that to get rid of the frost. Now, they've got frost watches in northern Alabama and Georgia. We didn't get that, but we still got frost last night. It's all across the windshields this morning as we wake up to a cool, depending upon where you're at this morning, 36, 37. We'll look at that in a moment. But chilly, you'll want to warm that up so you can see out the windshield before you leave home. What is going to happen over the next 10 days with temperatures? We're still hovering at the same, but we do see that it will come to a neutral here in the next 10 days, eventually making its way to us. Temperatures, this weekend is going to be the warmest we'll have over the next 10 to 15 days through December the 1st. We'll get to 75 over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Outside of that, expect highs to be about 65 to 67, all the way now futuristically looking to December the 1st. So the end of the month, it's not bad, it's not hot, but definitely not cold winter much just yet. We'll watch it closely and let you know when that changes. Your forecast for today, calling for sunshine and 68, so not bad at all. As we look to what's going to be going on with our weather for tonight, expect, as we said, today to be gusty now. It'll be 68 for our high, but wind gust of about 20 miles an hour, steady north wind from 5 to 10. But 20-mile-an-hour gusts, so it'll be rough out there. Again tonight, areas of frost once again. 40, not quite as cold as it is this morning, 37 and 40 for tonight. As we look to Wednesday, again, frost, otherwise high of 65. We'll get back down to 39 on Wednesday night. And the outlook through Friday looks like we'll have 67 on Thursday, and we'll get to 72 on Friday as things start to warm up as it goes toward that weekend, as I had mentioned before. It sort of always seems to do that. All right, as we go back to look at radar this morning, we pull this up, and again, these are our areas of frost that we had all clear through here. Let's take a look at our temperatures this morning to see how everything is going across Southland. As we zoom in out to Keyfield this morning, is showing a cool 35, a little bit cooler here. As we go to NAS Meridian, which I'm a little bit closer to, 37. As we go to Columbus, 33. That's right at the freezing mark. As we go to Jackson, warmer and 40, 38 down in Hattiesburg. As you go out to our west there, we get into Louisiana, Shreveport, sitting at 41 this morning. Over to our east, though, colder. As you get up into Alabama, freezing up at Oxford, Alabama. Tuscaloosa sitting at 37. And the further north you go, the cooler it's going to get. So those are the way it's looking this morning here in these areas here. Nippy, 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 as we might say. But a great-looking day ahead of us, 36. We hadn't had for November. We have relatively been lucky. Typically, we get more tornadoes. Now, the month is not over. We get more tornadoes in the month of November than we've had. We've been very fortunate, very few outbreaks. So keep your fingers crossed that our blessings will continue as we try to wind down 2020. What a year it has been. That's a quick look at things at this morning. We've got more weather Later on, I'll come back and update you and give you a further extended forecast. That's right around the corner. Also, Candace will join me here in just a moment to talk about some local stuff and also national headlines. All on the way. Here was Scotty Ray's weather.
Sanders Gas, Sanders Air and Heat is your full-service propane supplier since 1946. We take pride in ensuring reliable, friendly service to our customers. We also provide safety tune-ups related to propane, air conditioning, and heating systems, keeping our communities efficient and safe. I'm Chuck Sanders, and yes, we're local.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace as we get this Tuesday morning rolling. You happy? All kinds of good things today?
Yeah, I'm ready for the day.
Didn't wake up in a bad mood, want to hurt anybody or anything like that?
No. I hit the ground running, okay, in the morning. So I like trying to get things done, and I'm kind of like that the rest of the day, and then I collapse at night.
All right, so do you make it past 8:30?
I do, but I'm winding and on. I'm tired. You know, I've gotten to where I used to stay up till like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Literally, I mean, I'd be sewing at 1 o'clock in the morning. It wouldn't bother me at all. And now I'm just tired.
Look, I'll fall over on you about 9:45 nowadays.
Well, I will at 11 o'clock lay in the bed or something like that, but I'm out within 5 minutes of trying to watch TV. I mean, I can't hang anymore.
Because I get up about 4 every morning, somewhere along in there, and I ain't what I used to be.
It's harder when you get older, I guess.
Are you trying to say I'm old? I heard that.
No, but you are older than me.
All right, I thought we'd show a couple dogs this morning. I found this. The first one's on YouTube, and a dog. If you want to play a game with your dog, you know how they done the sheet in the hall and they drop it. And the dog,
yeah, that's funny.
Well,
when they're
this
wondering
is.
where you went.
I guess you'd call this the weenie game with the dog. So I don't know any other way to word it. So
I guess somebody's underneath there.
yeah, they are. Yeah, all right, let's pull this up where everybody else can see what's going on here. Now, this is off YouTube. Now, this is a dog. If you'll see this is holes through here, and the dog is watching the weenie come up, and he's trying to catch it. And he wants the weenie pretty bad. And the longer this goes, the more he gets upset.
He's going to scream at the dog next to him.
He got real upset at that other dog there. But so if you want to have some fun around with your dog, just do that. Build a, I don't know, I really don't know what to call the game. But.
Yeah, I don't either.
Okay, we go from one extreme of making the dog mad to where you have another dog that is really smarter than most folks. Let's pull this up. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen this before. This is a puppy dog that is waiting to get a treat from his owner. And here it goes. He sets the treat down, and he's going to leave the room. Dog's checking the situation out. Now, I'd probably want to eat it if I were the dog. Oh, well, he does that. And he thinks it's pretty good stuff there.
That is so funny.
And here he goes. This is pretty smart. All right, he got him another treat. And he goes, oops, I forgot to close the door so I won't get busted. And he comes back and sits down and acts like he's done nothing.
Poor thing. He's wanting to eat it so bad.
Now, is that a smart dog or what?
That is smart. But you know he's been taught that. I mean, obviously.
Oh, yeah, he had to have been.
Yeah.
But still
that is
smart.
Yeah, to teach a dog that. I mean, I've heard of people teaching their dog to go get them something, you know, like out of the refrigerator.
Right.
I mean, but that looks kind of like our dog, our
Your
lab dog.
pups you got?
Yeah. I think they're going to kind of look like that. They're going to be, the male dog is going to be a massive dog. He'll probably eat us out of house.
They're going to a obedience school? Is that what they call it?
No, but they had to go get their second set of shots and stuff. And they're growing so fast. Like, I was able to carry them, and now it's getting hard to carry them. The male's like 14 pounds now.
Wow. It's kind of like after the wedding cake, what happens to the rest of us.
Yeah.
Couldn't help that. Anyway, as we go to news stories this morning, a lot going on in New York City as we pull up what's happening here. And this is one of those rarities that you see such a kind gesture. We have shown so many videos to where people watch people get mugged and they do nothing.
Yeah.
This guy's going down the street and a guy's trying to kidnap a child out of a baby stroller. He stops him and does the whatever jiu-jitsu.
Martial arts or something. Yeah.
He holds him on the ground for 15 minutes until the cops get there and arrest the guy.
Well, thank goodness he was there. 'Cause,
Yeah. He'd have took
That
it.
is so scary too, because there aren't these nuts in the world like that. They just snatch a baby out of a stroller, out of a
Yeah.
buggy or anything.
And they went on to say that the guy did have some mental problems. Still doesn't change the fact what he was trying to do,
Right.
regardless. But he was stopped and police got there in time. This didn't turn out as well for the guy. 14-year-olds walking down the street in Manhattan. And I asked you a moment ago before we went on about Manhattan. I thought that was the upscale of New York.
I thought it was. I mean, when you watch movies, and I've never been to New York. I've
either.
always wanted to go just to say I went, like, or maybe around Christmas to see all the decorations. And
But they
stuff,
took the kid's
but
coat away from
Yeah,
him
that's just.
in broad daylight.
Yeah, people have no. They have no morals, no any
It's
kind of
gone.
respect for anybody anymore. Yeah.
But and I guess a lot of that has to do with the homeless that have taken over Manhattan since the pandemic, and there's nothing going on.
yeah.
And America's favorite, what is the word for? Brat? Is that the word?
Yeah, I was just thinking, we not long ago reported on how she was giving her mom and fits, and then she ended up having to
Yeah,
quit her
and
job to deal with her. I guess
and-
it's basically.
Yeah, and I thought they were taking her phone away from her. Apparently not. She has gone back to posting, and she is trying out for American Idol. I have no idea if the kid can sing or not. But she does have a huge following on Twitter and TikTok and all these different places.
I wonder when that's going to air. I'd like to watch that just to see
Good question.
how she acts.
And I'm pretty sure she'll make the finals because they know everybody will watch to see
Yeah.
what happens. It would be strange for her not to make the finals.
Well, I heard they put some.
Uh-oh,
'cause
Candace has heard.
Well, look, some of these people, I'm always saying, "Oh, I heard," or what, and then I'll say "right" 50 million times. So
Okay.
anyway,
What'd you heard?
I did hear that they put some of these people through because some of them can't sing hardly at all.
For audience.
Yeah, just for I guess ratings or whatever. They'll put them through so they can get them in there and go, "Oh my gosh, like that's enough." That's
because
enough,
everybody
that's
can't be good. But it really, to me, it hadn't been any good since they got rid of Simon because
I know.
he told them the hard, cold truth. You're awful.
Do you ever watch the show he's on now?
I've never seen it.
X Factor, I guess is what it is, or whatever, where they sing
Is it good?
on there too. Yeah, it's good. I mean,
And
he's
I'm-
one of the judges on there, though.
I've only seen The Voice that one time that Todd Tillman was on there. I'd never
Mm-hmm.
watched it before. Interesting. And of course, I guess I watched it in an odd year when everybody couldn't be there and the applause and things.
Yeah,
But
I don't get to watch things a lot, but The Voice is a good show, and then X Factor, and then American Idol. But I just think Katy Perry is kind of out there. Like
Yeah, she is.
She's real. She'll act crazy acting sometimes and just take off running for no reason or something.
when will they have? And
Silly.
the biggest news that I keep seeing over and over is just how horrible the CMAs were. I didn't watch it
Yeah, I
because
didn't
number
either.
one, it's not country anymore. But they're saying that it's just really gone to the dogs. That it.
That outfit that you showed us of the one that like didn't really have any clothes on.
The ratings dropped 40% from last year, and of course they were bad. And you go back, and I think of myself in 1990. I'm sitting there in the control room, and you get new music. And what I get? Kentucky Headhunters, and you listen to it, and you go, it ain't really country, but okay, maybe I'll play it.
Yeah.
A few years later, you get something else a little strange. Then one day you get Toby Keith's I Want to Talk About Me, which is rap.
Yeah.
And you
I
go,
like
this is
stuff
not
like that.
country. And other stations that have people, and they keep playing it, it become a hit. It wasn't country.
Right.
It was rap. And then you get Taylor Swift, and it was not. And now you get what you got now.
Yeah, and I understand people think they got to change with the times, but there's some things that you just need to leave the traditional.
Yeah, because there's other formats.
Yeah.
Go on over there. That stuff that's on there now.
Yeah, I mean, leave country.
Yeah.
And just I hate the rap thing. I'm just not a rap type person. I never liked the kids turning it on in the car. It drove me insane. It drove me. I'd be like, you ain't like, we ain't listening to that. I just can't stand it. But because to me it's just noise. I mean, it just
It
doesn't,
is. Paycheck is about as rap as I get.
Yeah.
Just saying. In other news now, are you taking your kids or your child to
Yeah.
the mall to see Santa?
I mean, we always try to take him to see Santa. I always, want to take him.
I think he's
to
going to
see
be out
Santa.
at the Piggly Wiggly at some point.
Yeah.
Always is. But they're doing fist bumps through plexiglass now in malls for Santa to see children. You can see that Santa has a face shield on also.
Yeah. I wondered how that was going to go. I mean, I'm glad that they're actually going to have a Santa, because I was wondering if that would even happen. You know,
it's still, you lose that personal touch.
It's not like sitting there and telling him, you know, with him sitting there. Of course, when they were younger, were scared to death of him.
Most kids are.
My younger daughter, I mean, we had to back her up to him every time so she couldn't see who we were handing her off to. But anyway.
So Santa is coming to town at some point. We'll give you all the updates when he does make it. In other news, I have to back this young lady up, Candace Owens. Most people know her. She's a conservative lady that's part of the Republican Party, and she just tells it like it is. Now, I don't know this gentleman, Harry Styles. Have you ever heard of him?
I've heard of him.
What does he do? Is he an actor?
I think so. I mean, I think he's an actor.
I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
But he is the first man that has ever been on the cover of Vogue, and he dressed in a dress. You know, I still remember back when I was young when Mo and Joe done Where's the Dress, when they were making fun of Culture Club.
Yeah.
But, you know, she says, be a man. The rest of the world looks to America. And her exact comment on here is, there is no society that can survive without strong men. The East knows this. In the West, they steady feminize our men, and at the same time, Marxism is being taught to our children. This is not a coincidence.
You know, mark my words, one day I would not doubt if we had a president that didn't cross-dress. I swear. I mean, it's just...
There's nothing that doesn't
because
shock
they
me
act
now.
like it's nothing wrong with it. I just think it's crazy. I mean, I don't know.
And we may have already had one that just didn't do it publicly. Just
Yeah,
saying.
now I did.
Justice is served some 25 years later. A nurse was murdered in California, and guess what got him? DNA.
Yeah.
That is the see-all. I really don't see at this point in our society why each person, when you go get your Social Security card or you get your driver's license, that you don't give a DNA sample to where it's on file, and no matter what happens.
And a fingerprint.
Yeah, right there. It's all there.
Yeah. Because, I think it's crazy. I don't understand. Like, I think everybody should have their fingerprints.
I do too.
You know,
you
because
vote by it.
when you go to the bank and
Yep.
they ask you to put a fingerprint on this check, I mean,
But
if
do
they
you-
don't have my fingerprint somewhere else, I mean, I guess if...
Do you realize the crimes, everything that would be settled in the man hours if everybody's DNA and that fingerprint was on file?
Yeah. Of
You
course, we
run through
might
the
not have any
database.
fingerprints left after all this sanitizer.
That's true, too.
It's going
I
to eat them all.
I didn't think about that.
But, yeah, it is a good idea.
I think so.
We should.
Now, sometimes your love goes on forever and you don't want to give them up. And Missouri is the place this went on. She kept her husband in the freezer for a year.
Yeah. That's love, man.
Not
That's
real
love.
sure how they figured out he was in the freezer, but they come and took him away from her. And they at first she was arrested and they dropped charges because he died of natural causes, and I guess mentally she wasn't wanting to give him up. But then she files a lawsuit wanting the body back to dump him back in the freezer at the house.
I mean, what? That is so crazy. It's sad. It's kind of sad because, I mean,
It is.
obviously, but what are you going to do with them? Just like we were saying, take a peek at them every now and then? I mean,
Yeah, it don't. And you
That's
brought
just
up what happens
all-
when the freezer quits in the
yeah,
middle
what
of the
you
night.
going to do? That happened to me. I had a freezer in a shed outside in the backyard, and it went out. I had no idea. Do you know cleaning that thing out was the worst?
Oh, that smell.
I didn't do it, but they were like gagging. I mean, can you imagine that?
I had to throw one away one time because of that.
Yeah.
You couldn't get the smell out. And that would be kind of bad there.
Ugh, I just don't understand it. That's like the guy a while back when he had his wife, the wax figure of his
Yeah.
wife, and I said I was going to tell Kurt I wanted him to do that.
At least he was smarter than her.
Yeah.
The wax ain't going to go to smelling on you.
Yeah.
So that's a look at news around the nation and in places today that a little odd, some of it.
Yes.
So, yeehaw. And I wanted to point out that Trump says he is not conceded.
Right.
He says he's still in the ballgame, so y'all don't give up on him yet.
Yeah, and what was it that they said he said and he didn't?
Well, what went on in Pennsylvania, they had to drop part of the lawsuit, and then what they were doing was changing the lawsuit because whatever they had filed was not worded correctly, so they refiled it.
Okay.
So the media jumped on it and said he dropped the lawsuit. Well, yes and no. He dropped it to refile it,
Right.
and they twisted.
Well, I mean, all day yesterday I heard, and well, the whole weekend really, when I did pop every now and then pop on, they keep talking about President-elect Biden.
Right.
They're acting like Trump's not even president anymore at all.
And he's still president.
Right.
Now, I don't know what's going to happen. We don't.
Oh, we don't. We don't know what's
going to happen. The next
happen.
thing that's floating around out there is the executive orders that he signed in 2018 about election fraud. If you haven't seen that, go back and read it. That will really make you go, okay, maybe he does have a plan and we don't get it. Because you remember the guy that he fired last week?
Yeah, he was in. Well, there was 2 people that were let go.
Yeah, and
well, one come up and resigned.
If you go back and read that executive order, it's very important as to who's in those roles for what he signed in that executive order to work. I'm not saying anything's going to happen. I'm just saying something's in the work. Read that if you get a chance. Pretty
Well,
tough.
you know, when you look back too, on the Democratic side, when we were a year ago, maybe they were saying that all the votes need to be counted.
Yeah.
It needs, however long it takes, and you know, if it was their side that lost, do not concede. Do
Right.
not concede.
That's
We told them-
changed.
right, and then the shoe's on the other foot. You know, so it's like.
But I do believe in legal votes.
Right.
And everything's really blurry at this point as to what is legal because they all jumped on that bandwagon to blur it. We all know that.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen, but hopefully the truth will come out, either way that it does.
Yeah, I think it's crazy that they have stated more than one time that this is the most secure election.
And do I believe that?
And I'm
No.
thinking, have you lost your mind? It is not.
Yeah,
you
go
know.
when you get time. Go and read about that little voting app, that software. That'll make you think.
But they're thinking that really, with this fraud stuff, it was said now that China and Russia might be involved.
It could be.
in
The
that.
the company that owns that software is
fraud.
based in Canada, so that makes it a foreign entity. That goes back to that other. So
Right.
check it out. So that's a quick look at our news this morning. Stay close. We're going to take a closer look at your extended forecast in a moment with Scotty Ray and Pinky over here.
Yep, Pepto Pink. Y'all have a good day.
Well, down on B Street is where you'll find Graphics Guru. And if you need any type of graphics done, wraps, decals, posters, well, that's what they're there for. And if you've been to any of the, like the fairs, you ever noticed any of the rides? Well, they do a good bit of those. Yeah, it's interesting how they do that. If you're looking to have your vehicle, your business stand out when you're in town, have them put some lettering on it and make it jump out at you. Camper Kingdom has done that. So David Moon. Different businesses all around have done this. From the simplicity of having a flag put on it or the name of your trucking company down the side there. Easy to do. They can do that in no time flat as well. Now, take Snowbiz, for example. This is one of the examples that they've done. They took an ordinary trailer that looked like this and turned it into, well, this. It sticks out, doesn't it? They can do that for your business. They've done Magnolia Beverage. They've also done this for Yates Construction when it comes to their training facility. Look at that. That looks good. And, of course, this is the Jumpstart Coffee. They've done that for those folks. And if you're looking for a way to get out and get some business cards, they do that as well. As simple as that. Go in and let him customize a card for you. And also, as we get near Christmas, the pictures that are on the canvas that goes on the wall, they'll do those. I'll go by and get some pictures and get some examples of that to show you. Graphics Guru. Again, they are located here in Meridian on B Street. Drop in to see Zane. He'll help you in any way that you can. Business cards to getting yourself a banner, any of those things that you may need. Eventually, it'll come back around and be graduation time again. Woo! That's coming quick, isn't it? Before you know it. Well, as we turn back, of course, our forecast brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. We go back to radar this morning to take a look at what we've got going on. As we mentioned, the hurricane slammed this morning into Nicaragua at a Category 4. Right before landfall, it dropped from a Category 5 about right there to a 4 at 155 miles an hour. Come ashore. It's still at a Category 2 this morning at, let's see here, 104 mile an hour winds. That's pretty strong there. 127 mile an hour gust as it moves right across through there. Very serious storm. It's brought a lot of rain and wind, and we pray for those folks in that neck of the wood. As we go to our extended forecast, let's go back to Meridian and take a look at what we've got and what we expect here over the next 7 days. As we said, all this week here, we've got great-looking weather in the 60s. Up until Friday, it starts warming up. Now, we're going to have frost each night here. By Thursday and Friday, it'll be dwindling off. Over the weekend, we warm back up. Rain will move into the forecast on Monday, and we've got rain chances a good bit next week. But warming up over the weekend, then we'll drop down back after Monday into that 65-degree weather really until the end of the month. So not bad weather lined up for us. But expect some rain next week if you've been wanting a little bit of that into your forecast to take you through. Get it on some of these deer patches. We need a little bit. Don't want to overdo it, do we? But that's a quick look at your forecast. Again, out at Keyfield, we're looking at 35 this morning as we wait for that high of 68 later. Other locations of 36, 37 degrees, depending upon where you are throughout the Deep South, with no rain whatsoever in our forecast. So it's a great-looking day in store for us for sunshine and weather there. Thanks for spending part of your day with us here at Scotty Ray's Weather. Means a lot. If you wouldn't mind, like, share, tell somebody else about it so they'll know it. One day there will be bad weather again, and we'll track those storms street by street right up to your doorstep to make sure that you're safe and all is well. All that's on the way here with Scotty Ray's Weather. Again, thanks for spending part of your day with me.
During these challenging times, there are some things that you can count on every day. One of them is that Rick Justice Automotive will work hard to help you find just the right vehicle. Rick Justice has late model, low mileage vehicles and 72-month, 72,000-mile warranties available on all vehicles. Come see us today, and we'll show you how we've been helping your friends and relatives find the car, truck, or SUV that was right for them. We will earn your business.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by